Hi, my name is Graham Kent, and I'm a screenwriter. Yeah, thank you. I spent years as an actor, wasn't really seeing the types of roles that I wanted to. Just kind of got to a point where I figured instead of just waiting around for them to show up, why not try to create them? And I had spent many years as a kid growing up writing as well, different various forms of things. So moving from acting and doing stand-up and sketch comedy and all that towards screenwriting seemed like a pretty easy, well, not easy, but a pretty logical transition. Yes, more recently focused on the writing side of things. I was asked to join a sort of development room, I guess, for a children's animated show, but that's something that's very close and personal to me because it involves my lived experience as a neurodiverse writer. And to have a company, reach out and seek someone who has this lived experience because they want authenticity, especially in children's content, right? Because that's when you're learning all these things. So they want authenticity, they want diversity, but they also want to accurately and respectfully portray and educate some of these things. And especially with my experience, specifically with Tourette Syndrome, something that has already been misrepresented in mainstream media. So there's a bit of a reputation that precedes it, but it's often an incorrect one. So it really meant a lot, not only to see that this company was wanting to do something like this with a children's entertainment show, but that they wanted to bring in, authentic voices to do that justice. So I'm very proud of that, and I hope that it will be available for viewing sooner than later. I don't think I do. I've been trying to sort of figure that out for the past while. And generally, like, you start with the idea, and the idea can come from anywhere, and it can be incredibly clear off the bat, or it can take a while, sometimes months, sometimes over a year, to really gestate and become clear. But then once I have a really strong sense of what the concept is and what I want to try to say with it, what I want to try to do with it, then I work towards an outline. And as I work towards the outline, the idea, kind of hones and changes a little bit. And then from the outline, you start writing the scripts. And as each draft comes out, everything else, the idea hones a little further and a little further. So that tends to be probably what my process is. And a lot of sitting around for like 5 hours or 6 hours, like watching an episode of this or playing a little bit of a video game there, or reading or researching, and just kind of gathering everything up, which a lot of people might not see as part of the writing process, but I think it absolutely is. Brain's kind of like a sponge, and if you're not really able to wring anything out just yet, then maybe you need to soak up a bit more first. I think Aaron Sorkin has said this a bunch, and maybe that's where I'm thinking of this, but just the idea that, like, you can spend so much time and energy and put all of your heart and soul into this thing and massage it and work it and rework it, and it can be incredibly personal and emotional, can be cathartic, it can be all these different things, and you spend all this time on it, and then you just kind of sit back and wait for 50 people to say no, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll do that whole thing again on a different new idea, and likely get the same answers from most of the same people. But it just takes the one. People talk about, oh, you have to love the process. I disagree. I don't think you have to love the process, but I think you have to be comfortable with the process. I think you have to know what the process is and what it's going to entail, like a necessary surgery or something. You don't have to love it, but you have to be comfortable enough to know what it is you're getting into and trust that you'll make it through the other side, I guess. Good question. If we're talking blue sky, I mean, God, just in terms of what I think from watching would be incredibly fun and engaging and like the best kind of challenge to write. I mean, I would love to get into the room on Severance. I think that's one of the most unique shows I've seen in a long time. It's got such a unique voice. It's so just like captivating and intriguing and interesting, and I love the level of detail. At any time that a showrunner has that clear an idea of what they want their show to be, that they can start inserting such like minute little details that are so important, or that get noticed upon second, third, fourth rewatching, that get that fan base online going on Reddit and talking about, did you see in the background of this shot, you can actually notice this, or look how this is framed, or, you know, I love that stuff. So like the Vince Gilligan universe, anything like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, absolutely. I mean, Mr. Robot by Sam Esmail is another, I think, great example where they go to that level, and Severance as well. And as a comedy guy with a comedy background and a lot of years in sketch and stand-up, I mean, you know, getting into like Saturday Night Live, you know, would always be incredible, or any late night show like that. And I mean, God, anything that Jon Stewart or Conan O'Brien was attached to, you could have me writing literally just the titles for the episodes, and I would take that job. I think we all, creative types, writers, I think we all have our sort of our you know, pet projects, our babies that we hold on to and hopefully wait for the right moment. So I definitely have a few of my own, you know, trying to figure out what would be maybe a better sell at a later point. But yeah, I mean, goal wise, you know, I'm looking to get into rooms, I'm looking to get staffed on shows, I'm looking to get original content produced, and I'd love to get to that showrunner EP level, you know, overall deal with the studio. Hey, who wouldn't want that? This is a tough one. I don't know if I have just one. I don't think I can ever say that I have just one. My top 10 is always kind of shifting a little bit based on where I am in my life. But some films that I think will always be on the top 10, regardless of what else shifts: Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Cloud Atlas, probably Interstellar, and TV show wise, I mean, yeah, Breaking Bad and Mr. Robot, probably. Definitely up there as well. Yeah.